Well, another good morning from Valencia. I've only got a few days left and I feel like I've not taken enough photos, so today I'm out shooting on the 50mm, so the Fuji 33 f1.4. No real plan, gonna start here in the old town, probably go down to the beach later because it's windy, so we might have some waves, and also pop into the art centre as well. The goal today is not to walk away with an Instagram banger, but instead to just focus on the little details around Valencia. And as always, I'll be showing you my compositions, my thought process, and talking you through how I get each photo. So over there I see a patch of light hitting the flag with the paella on it, and I think you can get a nice silhouette up against that. Let's have a look, see what we can find. So I've been here a few minutes and honestly I think I prefer it without anyone in the scene. I think it just looks better. And sometimes a scene can just look a lot better when there's no one in it or there's no subject, where the subject is the scene itself. I think it's one of those. So I just walked into this scene where you have the reflections on the bottom, you have the cool buildings there. Now I'm not sure if it's going to work with a person, for the simple reasons because there's so much detail there already that a person might just get lost within all that detail. But it might still work. I'll wait until it's empty as well, see what the empty shot looks like. Or maybe if there's a car coming through or something like that. See, now there's just too many people, so I'll definitely have to wait for a little while. So this is an example where direct lighting actually works. So the light is lighting that building dead on. There is no depth, there is no shade, there's no kind of 3D to it. However, because you have the yellow of the building and the blue of the sky, what it does, it creates an interesting photo because you already have color contrast. Now, don't worry about the subject here, it's more about the concept. So this is where having an item, a subject that's backlit actually works because of that color contrast. I like the old building there, and I mean that could work. However, it's very noisy, and yeah, it's one of these things where it looks good as in to your eyes, but on a photo it's not anything special. So here I like how the tower at the back is actually lit. However, everything else is in shadow, so the focus can be on the tower itself, and then you have a few people in the middle walking through. So you focus and expose for the tower, and then make sure the image is balanced so that there is enough sky and enough shadow detail in the ground. Effectively what I'm trying to do is balance out the shadow area, the highlight area, and the details. So when you look at the scene, if I do it like this, then it's too bottom heavy. If I do it like that, it's too top heavy. That there is about right. This is a scene I quite like. You have the subject, which is the tower. It's framed by the buildings, but you also have different layers. So you have this building, that building, and the one at the back. Then you have the piece of the actual tower itself, and then you have the tower itself. So when you put it on the back of the camera at 50mm, that looks really nice. I really like all of the aerials that are sticking out of those buildings there. I'm not sure the light is good for this right now, but I just like that little detail. So you have the buildings there, and then you have all the aerials sticking up in a very uniform kind of way. So now I'm going to a spot that I've been working almost every single day because the light is really, really good. So every time I come back I just try and get something different. You can probably already see the light coming across. And we're here just at the right time. Actually, we're a bit early because you see the light is not covering the road yet. So we'll have to wait a little bit. But we're already starting to get like a nice pocket here. You've probably seen a few pictures from here already. And this is one good thing about staying in Valencia for a few weeks, is you can find these little areas and just work them. So I've been waiting here for a little while, and the light is finally starting to flood the road. There are two compositions here. The first one is standing in the shadow and shooting into the light, and the second one is to just cross over and then be standing in the light. So this will be a lot less harsh because the sun's not going directly into the lens, but then the other one I'll show you in a minute because it's just a different style of photo. All I'm doing here really is trying to get the composition so that you have the light running at the bottom, and you also can clearly see the source of light, which in this case is the sky. And these two elements will just balance each other out really well. Another thing you can do is now move into the actual sun. So the sun is directly going into the camera. And that creates a much stronger look, more bold, high contrast, and you can get nice sun flares as well. For that I might have to walk back a bit. The only problem is obviously there's not a huge amount of detail now because the sun is just blowing everything out because it's just so harsh. However, it's a different look, and again I'll show you a good picture from now. Hopefully I managed to get one. If not, I'll just show you a photo that I took the other day. So I'm back at this location that you might recognize if you watched my 28mm video. And the reason I like this location is because I love the lines there, and the way the light's hitting them, it looks really cool. So I'm going for a bit more of an abstract photo here, where I have the lines taking up most of the photo, and then have someone or something go through them. You probably can't see the screen too well, but it would be something like this kind of a composition right there. So it's time to just be a bit patient and see if anything interesting comes through. I love the light on the zebra crossing here, but again it's like, if I can get anything we'll see, but I'm not sure. Just trying to see if I can get like an abstract shot of someone or something going through there. I like how the light's just clipping the edge like that. I might just hang around here and see what I can get. Oh, there's a lady on the bike and a dude walking down. No. See if I can get just the bike like so. You didn't see that on the screen, but I was trying to get the bike in this corner here, and then that would have been a bit empty. Hopefully it worked. If it has worked, you'll see it now. I love how simple this petrol station is. I love the light, the red, blue of the sky, and just the general shapes. I mean, again, there's nothing super interesting about this photo at all. I just love the shapes. I wish there was something like someone going through or something else, but again, it doesn't. I know it might not make much sense, but I just really love how this scene looks, as simple as it is. I think I got that from Preet. Oh yeah, cool. Well, we're back in this spot. If you watch the 28mm video, it would look familiar. Now, I'll be honest, on a 50, the impact is just not the same. I think on a 28, it was so easy to get this entire scene in, whereas on a 50, it's just not. Again, it looks cool because you have geometry, you have all of these things, but it's just not the same impact, at least not in this particular location. So I'm gonna carry on, walk around here, and slowly make my way down to the beach. So I've spent about 20 minutes in the art centre. However, I couldn't find anything unique because every time I've been coming back to the art centre, it was the same time of the day. So now I'm gonna go down to the beach, shoot around there for a bit, and then walk back to the art centre. So hopefully the lighting will be different and I might be able to see something new. Now, one question I will probably get in the comments is, why am I using an XH2 over an XT5 considering the sensors are the same? The main reason is video and speed. The XT5 is just slower, and for video it's just not as capable, whereas the XH2 has the same ergonomics as the XH2S and is a lot more capable for video, both in terms of codecs as well as the speed of switching between photo and video. That's mostly down to the CF Express card. However, the speed improvements, shall we say, are still there. Now I will say I'm still sometimes in two minds about bringing the XH2 or the XT5 on a trip, for the simple reason is that I love the grip of the XH2, I love the top dial, and I love the buttons. Whereas on the XT5, I prefer the overall size and the weight reduction. Even though it's not that much, it makes a difference. However, in terms of ergonomics, the XT5 is just not there compared to the XH2. So it's always kind of a bit of a debate. Do I take an XT5, which have a smaller camera, I can throw it around my neck, or the XH2 and have a better user experience? Because I personally don't use the top dials of the XT5 at all. I know many people buy that camera for those top dials, but it's just not how I shoot. Sometimes it's nice, but don't get me wrong, but more in a kind of a, so in the same way as, let's say if you got a classic car, you'll take it out on a weekend just for a cruise, but you wouldn't necessarily go and drive it across Europe. You might, but I guess the point is the XH2 just feels like a better workhorse and a better camera to actually take with you on a big adventure, whereas the XT5 is more of like a fun camera you'll just throw around your neck and just going down the shops or something like that. I think that makes sense. I'm trying to get run over. Now I made it onto the pier, and I really like this. I don't even know what this is, but there's something about the light, about the geometry. I mean, again, on the photo it could look absolutely awful. It just looks nice, and to be honest, I don't know what the best way to I just want to photograph it dead on. Like, what I'm seeing now is what I'm trying to kind of convey in a photo, but I'm not sure how that's gonna come out. There's one thing I'm not good at, or certainly not as good as I want to be, is photographing simple scenes. So a good example of that is Preet. I did the interview with him last month. He's very good at that, and I just can't seem to get that myself. And that's what I want to try and do more of this year. Is I'll still do the typical stuff that I normally shoot, like the harsh light, the sun flares and all of that, but I also just want to get better at just basic simple scenes. Simple scenes like this, for example. And yes, for this I wish I had the 18-1.4 actually, but we still can do something with it. So what I like here is the light hitting the front, that green thing, the metal thing there as well, and it just looks nice. Try and go a little bit higher maybe. Yes, so see, if you go higher up and kind of point down, it looks a bit better. What about vertical? And then include some of the sky. Let's try that. You see behind it there's bins, so I'm trying to also hide the bins. Like so. But what if I want to include that thing as well? So for now I need to go even further back. And there's actually someone walking down on that thing as well. Maybe this could work. Actually, this has potential. Yeah, I quite like that actually. Yeah, that'll do. This little VW camper here is quite cool. Although I wish it wasn't facing inwards. Although I could probably just get a corner of it. So maybe just get, I don't want to get the photo from the back of it, but maybe just like this front corner. Like that. Maybe move down. Actually, this could work. Maybe for this one go a bit lower. See, this side doesn't work as well. The shadow side definitely worked a bit better. When it comes to photographing objects, I found that shooting towards the shadow side of the object produces more interesting results, which is technically backlighting, as I always talk about, but that's another way to kind of word it, is to shoot the shadow side. and that gives a more dynamic result, at least in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure you can find 100 examples which contradict that, but I guess that's the beauty of photography, is no one's right, no one's wrong, it's all subjective. There's something that I really like about this old scooter. Excuse the hammering, I can't avoid that. Try and get like the detail of that between the zebra stripes and the shadow. So I think I'll go quite high up for this one and just shoot down and then focus on the handlebars, and hopefully that's a semi-interesting picture. So I've just made it back from the beach to the art centre. The lighting is very different, so I hope I can get something a bit more interesting this time. I like this scene right here. You have all of these kind of leading lines, and if I go vertical, you get some nice compression at 50mm as well. And all you need is just one person or something, or subject, or a dog, or whatever, or a bike, to just pop in. And I think that will be a very nice composition. The problem is, what are the chances of that? I'm not sure. I might give it a minute, see if anything materializes. You have the workers at the end, which can make for a nice silhouette, but I'm not sure. Actually, saying that, guy's literally just standing right in the middle. Thank you so much, sir. Stay there. Now this will have to be cropped. But look, he's standing right bang in the middle. You couldn't make it up. And there's a... I guess they're waiting for that truck. Is that a truck? No, it's a pallet. A pallet truck, yeah. Yeah, well, they'll be cropped in and it'll look quite nice. You can tell it's later on in the day and I've been out shooting all day because my brain is slowing down. I just can't think of anything interesting to say, so I'll just point and shoot. But typically, whenever filming these videos and shooting at the same time, your energy just depletes. And I'm on my own. If I was doing this with someone else, my energy will be depleting even quicker. Which is why, in most cases, my best photos come when I'm not making videos. I really like this composition. You have all the leading lines there, it's all kind of pointing to where that guy is there. The problem with this is that he's not lit up, which means he's just lost in the shadow. If only the light was coming across a little bit more, you might be able to have something a bit more interesting, but I mean, to be fair, even just without, there is someone coming there, but I wonder. Just playing the waiting game. I mean, it's a matter of time before someone comes, but God, holding it one-handed is hard. Yeah, definitely the better subject there, so I'm gonna just hold tight. Alright, I'm still waiting. While I'm waiting, I'll give you a quick tip. I've mentioned it throughout videos, blogs, books, guides, and that is I program one of the buttons on my X-H2 to lock both the exposure and the focus. So what I've done now is I've pre-focused, exposed, locked it, so now I don't have to always just hold the camera like that. I can just, relax my arm a little bit and then just be ready to quickly go and take a photo, and then I'm not worried about the exposure or the focus, and the camera will respond much quicker because it doesn't have to expose or focus all over again. It's something that I do quite a lot and it really works wonders. I'm still fucking waiting. The thing is, it's not even going to be worth it probably. Like, it's not exactly an amazing shot, it's just so easy and repeatable. But now, because I've been here for like, it would have been a great subject on the bike, but they're too far away from the stairs for obvious reasons. I think, because I was so busy talking, I think I've missed that, but it might be right. Let me check it, wait. I think it's okay. It's a good backup image. I just wish I was a bit more on the ball. But anyway, free focus, lock. Right, I'm giving it 5 more minutes, but I've got at least 2-3 okay pictures from here. I'd like to take a moment and thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. It's never been easier to start your own business, blog or YouTube channel and turn your hobby into an income. Squarespace offers the perfect all-in-one solution that is designed to take the headache and hassle out of the entire process. First and foremost, this is your website where you can showcase your product or service in a clean and professional way. Secondly, this is your online store where you can sell your products and services with powerful tools built in. Thirdly, this is your blog where you can write about your industry, therefore increase Google ranking. And there are many other built-in tools that allow you to create members areas, send newsletters, schedule appointments, and much more. Finally, this is all available on your laptop or in your pocket. Add powerful analytics and you have an ideal all-in-one package to run your business. For a free trial followed by 10% off your first purchase, please use the link in the description or use code RomanFox when you check out. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.